Tim Kaine tells me that he would not be surprised if some more negative revelations were to come out about him and Hillary Clinton in the next few weeks, but he says he's less worried about that than he is about Clinton carrying Florida, which he says she has to in order to win.
A big Palm Beach welcome to the next Vice President of the United States of America, Senator Tim Kaine.
Tim Kaine bounded on stage and immediately made reference to the opponent looming large during his rally speech.
Hey, Palm Beach! I didn't realize we were going to be in the shadow of Trump Plaza here. I mean, wow.
Kaine stressing the importance of early voting so the Clinton campaign can better use its resources to target undecided voters. In a one-on-one interview, I asked him if he believes the polls that show Clinton not leaping ahead, but more evenly tied with Trump.
That's right. We really have to just keep at it, and that's why we're here to kick off early vote and make sure people understand how important that is.
Kaine says he has not yet seen the latest Project Veritas undercover video, which shows a Democratic operative claiming Clinton herself approved of workers dressing up as Donald Duck to harass Trump supporters and to incite violence. Kaine throws blame back on the Project Veritas organizer.
I haven't watched the particular video, the point that you mentioned today I hadn't seen, but when somebody who has got a track record that is highly questionable for doctoring videos to make them false, and he's been criminally convicted for that, says, oh look, here's this new video I have, we ought to be skeptical about it.
As both Project Veritas and WikiLeaks continue to reveal emails and undercover videos alleging Democratic dirty tricks and election fraud, Kaine blames Trump for not rejecting them.
Donald Trump is saying that the United States can't run a fair election. He's saying that. Now, I view that as an insult to the voters, an insult to election officials. I think 37 states have Republican either secretaries of state or heads of the state board of the elections, and I'm proud of them because they're standing up and saying, Donald Trump, you're wrong.
And Kaine says he is not worried about the WikiLeaks threat to release his own emails.
Look, I was DNC chair for a long time. They've hacked into the DNC. I wrote a lot of emails, but I wouldn't worry about them.
So you don't think there's anything there that you...
I wouldn't worry about them.
And Kaine says he told Clinton from the very first day that it would be a tight race down to the very last hour. The polls are open. In West Palm Beach, Terry Parker, WPBF 25 News.